What can I do if I want to have a baby? I'm thinking about it. I'm in a good relationship. We're going to get married. What should I be doing? That is a question I get asked frequently by clients of mine who I've maybe done health coaching with previously, and now they're shifting more to the fertility side of things. Well, one of the first things which I think is essential, I mean, it's obvious, but essential for women, is to stop taking the contraceptive pill. The pill in the UK, at least, is prescribed for many different reasons. It may be the person has had painful periods, they've had heavy periods, difficult periods. Often a woman has been prescribed the pill for many, many years and they've never questioned this before. They have been on the pill for 5, 10, 15, even 17, 18 years. They're in their mid 30s and they've met the guy and they're starting to think about. They've had those conversations, do you want to have children in the future? And, they've met a mutual point. And they say to me, Linda, what would you advise? I'm an acupuncturist and I am not a qualified doctor in the UK. However, in China, I would be considered a doctor with my herbal medicine training as well. Um, and they're coming to me and saying, what should I do? So, if they're on the pill, clearly it's a form of contraception and they need to stop taking the pill. And one of the reasons I advise people to do that as soon as they possibly can is because they need to get their menstrual cycle regular again. A regular menstrual cycle indicates that they are ovulating. Clearly, the contraceptive pill or the coil stops you from ovulating, so you're not going to get pregnant. And if you want to get pregnant, obviously you need to get your menstrual cycle back, get your ovulation cycle back. And it can take several months. I mean, sometimes it can be a month or two, and the periods come back and then they become regular, or they might be a bit irregular after a little while, then become regular. But sometimes people don't get their period for several months after stopping the pill. And a Western doctor or a gynecologist, in my experience, usually just say, well, that's the way it is, just wait till it becomes regular. But of course, I'm dealing with the medical plus emotional side of things with women, and they become extremely distressed when they don't have what they want. Okay, the pill worked. I didn't get my period. They had a slight bleed, which they call their period, but of course it's not really a proper natural period. And it stopped them getting pregnant, and that served its purpose. And now they've decided they want to think about children. Then they want an instant, I want my period, I want to have the option because that's the fast-paced world we live in. So stop the pill. Take your contraceptive coil out. Obviously, implants under the skin are now given to some people, but that's a much more complex issue. And get healthy. And what does that mean? Get healthy. People who come to see me and people I do online coaching with, generally speaking, are very aware of their health. There's much more information online in all sorts of avenues about health. There's vegan restaurants popping up all over the place. People generally eating less meat. They're aware of pesticides, toxins, plastics, and all the additives in foods. But generally speaking, I would say that hopefully the woman has her periods back if she's been on the pill. But if she's not been on the pill, then I would suggest that both of the couple have their fertility testing done. So she has a AMH test, FSH test, so it's anti-Müllerian hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, and a broad spectrum hormone profile done on the correct day of the month, advised by their gynecologist. Also, I would strongly advise that a man has a sperm test done, because it's much easier to influence the quality of the sperm, and it's much easier to see if there is anything wrong or which can be improved with a man's sperm. It's much easier to do that. Men just alter more quickly when it comes to fertility than women. And then to decide on their end goal. If their end goal is to have a baby, then you both need to get healthy. In an ideal world, you would eliminate alcohol completely. If you feel that's something you can't do straight away, then you drastically cut down. Maybe have a glass of red wine with, if you're eating fatty foods or meats, save the alcohol just for the weekend. Don't get drunk, don't drink excessively. And so that's the alcohol. Secondly, don't drink excessive amounts of tea and coffee. Tea, as well as coffee, contains caffeine. I'm a great believer that you have a little bit of what you want. So I wouldn't ask somebody to eliminate coffee totally, but I would ask them to look towards just having 1 cup per day or 2. And that doesn't mean a double espresso neat first thing in the morning, which is extremely acid, but to look towards just having maybe a latte, a cappuccino, or having 1 Americano. If you can't do that straight away, then, have 2. And to have a healthy lifestyle. To not sit with your laptop on your knee. It's not advisable for guys to do that. The heat does affect the testicles and therefore the sperm. To try to move and do some exercise, but not excessive cardiovascular exercise, like really hard HIIT classes, which affect your cortisol levels and make them go up. But a lot of mixed type of exercises. I mean, of course, yoga and Pilates is strengthening and it's good for stretching the muscles. And it can be calming. Light cardio exercise for both of the couple is advisable. And to have a healthy lifestyle, including plenty of sleep. Go to bed early. Don't take all your screens to bed with you. Don't have a TV in your bedroom. Don't have lots of devices around you. Try and have some wind down time before you go to sleep. And to have as much sleep as you can, to get in the habit of going to sleep earlier. Most people can't really alter the time they have to get up and go to work, so influence the time you go to sleep. And that isn't the time you go to bed and spend an hour on Instagram and Facebook looking at your telephone. No, it's influencing the time you go to sleep. And if you need to do that incrementally, and first of all, start going to sleep 15 minutes earlier, and then after a few days, half an hour earlier, and after a couple of weeks, an hour earlier, so be it. And even if you're not sleeping to start with earlier, you can rest. You can have a discussion with each other. You can light a candle and have a tactile, romantic, intimate time. I mean, I speak to so many people who don't have enough sleep. It's constantly one of the issues that I deal with. I work in central London when I see clients face to face, and I have clients all over the world, but a lot of clients in major cities like New York, Los Angeles, Paris, even in Tokyo. Everybody is tired. They undervalue sleep. It's astounding to me. I am a great sleeper. I go to sleep early, and I'm fortunate that some days I don't have to get up too early. I usually almost always wake up before the alarm I've set, just as a sort of safety net in case I did sleep. But please don't underestimate sleep. It's a wonderful, restorative, healing, cleansing, resting thing you can do for yourself. So yeah, we've kind of been through a list of general things, but the number one thing is to get off any contraception. And there are lots of books. There's wonderful books out there, prenatal books. There are many. I would suggest usually to my clients to have one or two. I mean, you know, some people like to research everything forensically and they've got 10 books, but a couple of good books about prenatal advice are great. And then, somebody like myself who can guide you through, help you choose a clinic if you need to go down that route, who can give you some advice about health, wellness, and prenatal um, ideas, is a great idea. I mean, people spend money on handbags and cars and shoes and things and neglect their health. So if you want to have a child, this is the time to think about your health. My contact details are on my website, which is www.fertility-support.co.uk. Please get in touch. Please book a discovery call if you just like an idea of how I work, or a 2-hour intensive, which gives us time to delve deeper into where you are now, if you have any particular issues, if there's any emotional barriers between yourself and that journey to start thinking about a child. So I would love to support you, and please do get in contact. Thank you very much.